All right, let's get to the biggest head scratchers of the 2024 NFL draft. Coach, you gave us a little teaser on this. Who's the biggest, what the heck were they thinking for you?
Well, to me, I go back to the Los Angeles Chargers. Coach Harbaugh comes in. He's got the 5th pick. And yes, I know what he wants. And I know he's got that University of Michigan Midwest mentality. We're going to pound the ball. We're going to run. We're going to be physical. And Joe Alt I think he's going to be a multi-year Pro Bowler. They got a great player. But you're sitting with the 5th pick, and you've got Justin Herbert, a franchise quarterback. Last year, you were 23rd in yards per attempt throwing the ball. You were 14th in passer rating with Justin Herbert. And you lost Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and Gerald Everett. Now, you've got the choice of the best offensive players in football. And you can take Brock Bowers. You can take Malik Neighbors. You take an offensive tackle and he's going to be, I know he's going to solidify you for the next 10 years. But, man, when I had Peyton Manning, we were looking to feed that machine and put playmakers around him. So we're drafting Edgerrin James and Dallas Clark and Reggie Wayne and Joseph Adai and just trying to put those playmakers around. You aren't going to pick 5th in the draft many more times. And who did you pass up to take that offensive tackle? I look back at the 2020 draft. The Giants were picking 4th. The Jets were picking 11th. The Giants picked Andrew Thomas, very good offensive tackle. The Jets 11 picked Mekhi Becton, very good offensive tackle, highly rated guys. Who did they leave on the board? Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk. You know, I want those weapons if I've got a great quarterback.
Yeah, and I want protection. And that was one of the things that the Chargers didn't have last year and the year before that. They struggled on the offensive line, in particular at the right tackle spot. We know about Rashawn Slater. He's an all-pro. But you get a chance, and you said it out your mouth, Coach, that this guy is going to be a Pro Bowler the next 8 or 10 years. I mean, how do you pass that up? I understand, and I wanted the Chargers to take Brock Bowers. I was a big fan of them taking Brock Bowers. But you get a chance to solidify your $200 million quarterback. You don't have to worry about the left side or the right side. And just think, if Rashawn Slater, you're all pro, if you can't work out a contract with him, then you have Joe Alt, who you can move to the left side. So I understand, and this is what the Chargers are probably thinking, okay, here the next year or so, we're going to have to pay him $25, $30 million a year, Rashawn Slater. Do we want to pay him that? You don't want to be in a situation where the Ravens were in with Ronnie Stanley, where they guaranteed him a whole bunch of money and he got hurt. So I get it. I understand it. I think it's a smart pick.
Yeah, it's really interesting to hear you say that, Coach, because I also think about the decision to, do we want to take Jamar Chase or do we want to take Penei Sewell? You know, and that was a legitimate conversation.
Yes.
It was
Same conversation. Yeah.
It's the exact same conversation. And when you hit it right on the money, it seems like that playmaker is worth it. If you get a guy that's maybe your second wide receiver as it plays out, you're probably kicking yourself going, man, I could have friggin' had Joe Alt and he'd be holding down the left side. Like a Jamar Chase, there ain't no doubt it's worth it. You're never going, man, I wish we had Penei Sewell. So that to me is the question, is how great are these wide receivers? Hold on. Wait and see. Yeah.
Penei Sewell, he is a stud. I mean, he's considered one of the top 2 or 3 offensive tackles in all of football, correct?
He's phenomenal. Would you rather have him?
Oh, no question.
But if you're asking me, and I love Jamar Chase, you know I love Jamar Chase. If I had a chance for either one of those guys, I'm going with the guy up front. Absolutely. I'm going with the guy up front that I know is going to be there for the next 8, 10 years. Absolutely. It's not even a question.
What would you say, Coach, between those two?
If I've got a great quarterback and I am building to scare the other team, I'm taking the great receiver. You know, it's just, I understand that philosophy of winning up front and protecting your quarterback. But if I have a chance to draft Jonathan Ogden or Randy Moss, I'm taking Randy Moss if I've got a great quarterback.
Yeah, but it's only one Randy Moss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are those guys? Who are we talking about? Are they the real deal? That guy that can't be stopped? And I guess that's what you don't know. That's what you have to evaluate.
But guys, at the end of the day, you can't go wrong with either one of these guys. I mean, at the end of the day, you solidified your offensive line, or even if you get a wide receiver, you get a big play, explosive wide receiver. And coach, you're not wrong for what you're saying at all. I get it.
And to Rodney's point, they came back from McConkey in round 2, so they, maybe they didn't get a top 5 pick as a receiver, but they got a damn good player in McConkey. So you kind of middle out and you get both guys. And I just felt that the alt pick was a reflection of Harbaugh's personality and how
that's all it was.
It was specific to him.
He was sending a message. Yes.
He was sending a message, Coach. I think that's
guys, for me in the 3rd round, I'm going with Trey Benson. I thought this guy was going to get drafted in the 2nd round. I thought he was tough. Watching him play at Florida State, just how big and how physical he is. He made a lot of guys miss tackles, just tough. And he runs downhill. It's not a lot of wasted steps. He's not guessing where the hole is at. He sees the hole, he hits it, and he's always moving forward. I think this is an outstanding pick for the Arizona Cardinals. You get Marvin Harrison Jr., you come back and get Trey Benson. I mean, 2 guys that are going to be 2 starters from day one. Kyler Murray should be feeling good about himself right now.
I like that. So head scratcher and Benson in terms of you like this pick. You like Benson.
I do, and I'm surprised that he fell to the 3rd round when you watch him play. Go ahead, Coach.
No, how did he last that long? That's the head scratcher for you, right?
Exactly.
You can scratch your head for a multitude of reasons. I just need a little clarification. I'm gonna throw one at you that is basically the opposite of your board. I think you had him as one of your favorite picks, and to me, a head scratcher was Brock Bowers to Vegas, and I'll tell you why. It felt like a luxury pick for a team that has practical needs still. So you already took Michael Mayer with a high pick last year, and maybe they've just decided that we don't think he's going to be a star, and so we need to go fix that pick and now take Bowers. And maybe that's what's happened. But we saw Mayer get better throughout the course of last year and become a factor for them in the offense. What's the value of having 2 tight ends like that when they have so many needs, including quarterback?
Well, I think you look at their ability on offense to have 2 tight ends on the field at the same time, run a 12 personnel. They can come out, they can be bigger than you, or they can spread those tight ends out and say, okay, you guys come cover us. See if you can cover our big athletic tight ends. So to me, when I see 12 personnel and I see 2 big tight ends that can catch, I'm like, oh my goodness. The linebackers, okay, as a safety, who am I going to help out? Because the linebackers have to cover those guys, and those guys are good blockers. So to me, I get it because, like I said, the impact that Travis Kelce had in that division, now you're putting all the pressure on Steve Spagnuolo, defense coordinator of Kansas City, to have to defend Brock Bowers and Mayer and those guys. But yeah, I mean, you can never have too many tight ends. I mean, just look at Kansas City.
Yeah.
And I'll share something with you guys that Bill Polin told me before our first draft together in Indianapolis in 2002. And he talked about his first round philosophy. Said, we've got to draft to fill needs, but in the first round, never pass up special to fill a need. So you may go into it thinking, hey, we need this, we need that, we need a pass rusher, we need this. But now there's a guy who you got graded as super blue special, Brock Bowers. We can't pass him up, even though we might not need that, because special wins games for you. And we did it. We drafted Reggie Wayne when we had Marvin Harrison. We drafted Dallas Clark when we needed defense. But in Bill's mind, these guys were going to be special players that we couldn't afford to pass up.
And they were, and it caused us a lot of problems, Coach. You better believe that, trying to defend all those weapons.
But that's probably what happened to Vegas, was that they probably thought he would go at 9 or he would go at 10 or 11. Exactly. And he just kept falling, and you're going, we got to take him now. Now he's got to be
So you're sitting there saying, we can have this guy on our team, compliment Michael Mayer. We got 2 tight ends to throw to, or we might play against him for 8 more years. No, we don't want that.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I'm glad we hashed that one out, though, because that was definitely a little head scratcher when I first heard the pick.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.